We were let in, though.
I didn't know about that. I certainly didn't invite you. I gave the Fraulein special permission to be there. I wanted to see her again. Oh boy, did you hear that? We're officially involved now.
Please, please just.
Did the sound of your
going.
head smacking against the desk? Gee, great.
Some other hangers-on tried to get backstage, but I drove them off.
So no other outsiders were there.
I will
then.
say, having that be dialogue from Trucy is fine. She's a teenager. He's a rock star. Like, it makes sense. That's fine. It's just, you know, weird and uncomfy.
There's a lot about this game that's weird and uncomfy.
Mm-hmm. Okay, I can't get too on the writers for this because, like, otherwise I'd be complaining about the entire music industry, which I could. But, like, this has been a phenomenon since, like, the fucking Beatles. Like, whatever. I can't complain about it too much.
Oh, you're done? Okay.
Yeah.
Sorry, I thought you were gonna say more.
No.
I believe we were having a chat when we heard the shots.
You were the one chatting. I was hitting snackoos and throwing them at you.
Hey, no snacking in court.
And you're sure the shots came from Lamioire's room?
Yes, absolutely.
Hey, I'm the one being cross-examined here. Here, this'll keep you quiet. I love that sound. That's a good sound.
Ah, thanks.
And he eats it.
So, how about it, Emma?
We were right. They're hard to be mistaken about that.
You either talk or eat, not both at the same time.
Right,
Give one
so
to the
after
judge.
that, me and Mr. Lawyer there opened the dressing room door.
Rock,
Blurring, yes.
you say rock, are you referring perhaps to this rock and or roll music that's so popular these days?
This devil music.
That's right, when we went to the dressing room, music was blaring over the speakers on the wall.
Why would that be necessary?
Those are speakers? I thought they were
I think
more
they're probably on the wall that we can't see. That's the one that faces the stage.
Oh.
Why would that be necessary, though? You can probably just hear it through the wall, right?
It could be if everyone's backstage waiting for a cue or something.
I guess. They pipe sound from the stage into the backstage through speakers. That way, people in the back can hear when they're supposed. Oh, it's when
Yeah,
they're
there you
supposed
go.
to be on stage.
It'd have to be so loud.
You don't listen to the cabinets with your ears. You feel it with your entire body and soul. I was at the backstage monitors at full volume. When we walked in the room, the band was playing Guilty Love, I believe, making it easy to determine the time of the crime.
You could hear that music playing.
And everyone on stage with that song has an alibi, including myself. Anyway, I closed off the scene and started my investigation. Oh yeah, so it can't be Garguro's creepy uncle. Who did this murder?
How could you know something like that?
I mean, the only other likely suspect is fucking Lamioire. It was Phoenix Wright. As I said, it was clear from the circumstances. Listen, we know there was only one exit from the room, that door. The small window only opened a tiny crack, and I was standing in front of that door. So how could the killer have fled the scene? There's only one possibility, the air vent. They vented, duh.
Oh. But that air vent was too small. Who could possibly?
Exactly.
Huh?
there's certainly no way you could get through, nor me. The only one who could fit through was a child.
A child?
Remember, access to those rooms was limited. Only those involved with the concert were allowed. Out of all the people involved with the concert, only one is small enough to be considered a child.
The defendant?
The pixie of the arpeggio flitted up toward the sky and disappeared from the scene of the crime.
But that's just conjecture. Yeah, their entire case is conjecture.
Yep. Oh, there was no other way out of that room. You were there. You should know, Hair Forehead. And there is another vital piece of evidence.
Evidence? What?
You have evidence? Marks were found on the air vent grill. Traces that it had recently been opened.
Wait, what?
And something else was found quite clearly. The defendant Machitobaye's fingerprints.
Oh, I wonder why he would have touched an air vent in his own dressing room.
Yeah, it's not a totally normal thing to do.
No, but like, that's what I'm saying, is that it's circumstantial.
Wait.
Just because he touched it, you have, like, there's no proof that he
Yeah.
escaped through it.
His fingerprints would be all over that dressing room on, like, everything.
Yeah, like, what if he just wanted to, open the vent more, or, move the direction of the air? Like, there are several reasons why one might conceivably touch a vent, and just because it was opened recently doesn't mean that he was the one who opened it. Like, this is all circumstantial, even more so than usual Ace Attorney evidence is.
Yeah, this is bullshit.
Order! Order! Order!
That air vent was the only way out of the room. The defendant's fingerprints were found on the grill. Well, Hair Forehead, what fairy tale does this suggest to you? Only one could pass through that vent, that doorway to heaven. And that one is our pixie. Why are you looking at me, Apollo? Hey, I was not whooping it up in the audience.
That was his decisive evidence. Quite decisive indeed.
Yeah,
Quite.
sure, dude.
decisive.
I believe there's enough of that. The prosecution has a rather convincing case.
No!
There's a gas leak in this court right now.
The only way in and out of the crime scene was watched, making the defendant the only one who could possibly leave the scene.
Also, like, we probably would have noticed a child climbing a ladder and going into an air vent.
Did they try dusting the vent itself, like the inside of the vent, to see if it had any fingerprints?
No, of course they didn't. Why would they do that? The fingerprint
Because it would have made sense, right?
The fingerprints are on the grate. That's all that you need. Why would you need fingerprints in the air duct? What the fuck are you talking about, Cookie? That's not reasonable. Shut the fuck up.
The reason this case is such a bummer is because it just kills this game's momentum dead. Like, it starts so strong, one of the best first cases in the entire series.
Yeah,
and then
the second one is really good.
Yeah, you get a pretty darn fun second one as well. And you're like, oh boy, I can't wait to see what happens next.
And then
you hit this one, and it just kills your enthusiasm. And then after this, there's only one case left, and it's fine, but it's not as good as like Bridge to the Turnabout or Farewell My Turnabout or whatever. Like, it's not in the upper echelon of best last cases in the series. So you get this huge bummer, and you don't even get something amazing to wash the taste of your mouth afterwards.
Yeah. Hey.
Someone
hot
made
take.
like a fan
This sucks.
case file for Apollo Justice. I haven't tried it myself, but I think it's a way to supplement the ending since it only has 4 cases this game. So
Yeah, it only has 4 cases, and the last case is weird. Like, the last court segment of the last case of this entire game is like 2 testimonies long.
Okay. Hold on. I have somehow fucked up the talk sprites. And I'm confused as to how.
Emma broke it.
No. Don't blame Emma. How dare you? So no, this is right. This should be how it is. Yeah, no, this should be correct. It should be fine. Anyway, this case is bad.
Simple and decisive. Ugh.
Simple and decisive.
I believe we heard enough to determine our verdict.
Sure. Yeah. Uh-huh.
Even if I wasn't in a hurry to make a hospital visit.
I'm sure the Chief Justice will appreciate the gesture. Unfortunately, we have no direct witnesses. Fortunately, the criminal left decisive evidence for us. That will have to be enough.
I can't be over already. Very well, I believe this trial is finished. If the defense has no contradicting evidence...
The prosecution has presented our proof clear and plain. If you have contradicting evidence, it better be clear and plain. Heck, Apollo! They've got us on the ropes already! We better come up with something quick.
I know. Think. What can get us out of this?
So, I understand that this is a video game. It's wild that Apollo doesn't just immediately point out everything wrong with this case.
I know. It's really frustrating. We need evidence or a witness that can prove Machi is innocent beyond a doubt. So yeah, there's two major things that Shutakumi regrets not making it more clear. I'll reveal the second one once the killer is revealed, because it has to do with that.
Okay.
But the first one is, in his brain, in his head, the Borgnian government was pressuring them to end the trial as soon as possible. So they had to kind of have a fall guy in place. But that's not really communicated well at all, other than one mention of Claver being like, oh yeah, the powers that be want us to finish this quickly.
I surmised that, but didn't think it would play that much into stuff.
Yeah, because the first case of Great Ace Attorney 1 has a similar scenario where the British Empire is pressuring Japan.
I have heard.
Yeah, to finish the case as soon as possible. But that's actually constantly mentioned.
Yeah, because like the victim is like a British national.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh.
Yeah. So.
Did the stream just die? Nope.
I don't know.
Fine.
Not that for me yet.
So like multiple times during the case, you get like, reminders from different characters being like, we have to finish this, because if we don't get a telegram to the British embassy by this time tonight, then they're going to eviscerate us.
Yeah, because they were like just signing treaties and stuff. Because that was around the time.
Yeah.
They would Japan was just opening its borders to people other than the Dutch.
Yeah, they had just signed the British Japanese friendship agreement, which is basically an uneven treaty that gave the British so much power over the Japanese and forced them to pay like tons of taxes and export stuff for basically no benefit.
Also,
all for the sake of not being colonized.
Isn't don't they openly acknowledge that the court system they use in those games is based on the English court system?
Yeah.
Like in that first case.
Well, it's Japanese military court, so everyone who's in attendance, like the entire gallery, is made up of generals and officials who are actively pressuring the judge to end things faster.
Yeah, and it's also a secret trial. It's not being known to be held. It's only the most high authorities in attendance.
Yeah, like it's very smartly constructed so that you feel that constricting pressure throughout the entire case.
That sounds like that sounds better than this one.
It feels like Shutakumi looking at this case and going, okay, I want to do that concept, but actually good.
Yeah. It sure sounds like that's just a redux of this, but actually good, and with good internal logic. Anyway.
Mr. Justice, do you have contradicting proof that can overturn the prosecution's case? If you do, you better act about it now. This is it, and so soon.
I mean, it's like the testimony, like...
Yeah.
It's the fact that he said the siren of the blah blah blah.
I messed this one up, it's all over.
Call a witness?
Yeah. Prosecutor Gavin, you claim there were no witnesses to this crime. Are you absolutely sure?
Absolutely. I swear to my career as a prosecutor. Oh, maybe don't do that. And on my million-seller hit song, Atroquinine My Love. There he goes again.
That's too bad, because there was a witness.
The fact that he could have a career after this is wild, actually.
He's like waiting to pose like no takebacks, prosecutor Gavin.
Got your nose.
Ugh.
Ho, really now? But how do you come to possess knowledge the prosecution clearly does not?
Because I'm super fucking smart and have actually thought about this case more than not at all.
Because I am the only one in the world who knows this.
I'm the only one in the world with a brain right now.
Totally admissible in court. Oh yeah, we're gonna
Another flashback.
Oh. Hello again, everybody.
No, you're dead. Shut up.
Okay.
Yeah, right. But he said the witness.
What? The victim said this before he died.
Perhaps he did, and perhaps he did not.
What do you mean by that?
Is he just saying we're making this up? All we know was what Hair Forehead says he said. It's no testimony, especially since it comes from the defense attorney himself. Yeah, dude, yeah, okay, yeah, I am making things up.
It's the truth.
Sure.
He said it.
I am... How about this, Clavier? I am making things up less than you are.
I even told you about it. But apparently you ignored me completely.
It's my policy to fully investigate everything before I deem it relevant. Clearly, this rookie lawyer thinks he can tell me how to do my job.
That's enough. Mr. Justice, we need clear contradictory proof from you. This witness of yours, unknown to the prosecution. I hope you're right. Failure carries a stiff penalty.
Perhaps a stiffer penalty than usual is called for.
There's no backing out now.
Phoenix Wright!
La Miroir? Recall Mr. Latusse's last words.
His alleged last words.
Oh, okay.
Get out of here, sir!
Goodbye.
The siren. Aha, he meant the siren. That's right. The siren of the ballad, La Miroir. La Miroir was only on stage for the second set. And she had access to the backstage area. She could have been a witness. I see. Well, Prosecutor Gavin?
My claim still stands. There was no witness to this crime.
Very well.
Okay, then where the fuck was she then? Like... I'm gonna lose my shit.
Oh, I think talk sprays just not working when I talk right now.
Oh, yeah, you're right. Oh, okay, wait. What the fuck? Why did that... Why did that not turn your sprite back on? No, it's back on now.
Okay. We will now take a break from the Detective Emma Sky's cross-examination.
I'm just gonna double check my hotkeys really quick. Because it should have... Yeah... Because like if I did... Yeah, that should... I don't know why that... I don't know why that stopped. Wait, I don't know why that stopped working. That was weird. Oh, maybe because I clicked it and I didn't hit the hotkey. Ha!
Please show La Miroir to the witness stand. La Miroir would say nothing.
She would say nothing.
Wow, I just...
Out of the crime.
I couldn't read that fast enough. Not today, though. Today we'll drag this story out of her no matter what it is.
Hi. It is my distinct honor to welcome the Siren of the Ballad to our courtroom in a totally non-biased way. You are too kind.
You can speak English?
Yes, I can. Though I am not very good. There is much I do not know. Oh, I see what you're doing.
You speak so well. Have you spent time here before?
You're so eloquent. Actually, I do not know how I came by my knowledge of your language, nor where I studied it. Okay. Alright, this is fine.
Huh? What does she mean she doesn't know?
I too thought to call her as a witness, but I did not. Out of reason, of course.
What's that?
La Mémoire suffers from amnesia.
Amnesia.
How did they make this worse? How did they make this worse?
Sitcom, or not sitcom, soap opera amnesia.
La Mémoire is not my true name. Yet I remember nothing of the time before I was given it. Nothing of the time before I started singing on stage. Whoa, she's even more mysterious than I thought. As lauded singer La Mémoire, she lives a good life. There are little difficulties for her thanks to her success. Yet, I did not wish to subject her to unnecessary stress.
I see. I care surprisingly little about people's past. You have nothing to fear in this court, La Mémoire.
Thank
Just
you.
give her a bonk on the head.
Yet there is something I do not understand. I am being called as a witness? What might I say? No one will tell me anything of what happened. Let me be frank. I did not want to ask you up here to testify. Yet the young gentleman with the wide forehead over there was adamant that you stand. Oh my. Congratulations, Apollo, you're the bad guy.
Are we the baddies?
No, we're not. We're decidedly not.
Oh, now. Well, now that you're here, please give us your testimony. If nothing else, the sound of your voice is welcome.
George likes being
Sing this
creepy
a lullaby.
sometimes, huh?
I mean, she is a famous singer.
Yeah, but like,
I don't think I can blame him that much for that comment, to be honest.
keep it together, Judge. Like, you're trying to be professional.
I mean, he's been through a lot already.
What has he been through?
Old
This
age.
case.
Old age.
Someone died on his court in the past?
No, that was his brother.
Oh, right.
Huh?
His brother Terry Falls killed himself in his brother's court.
Oh yeah. Right. As for what I saw nothing. That night I was invited to sing on stage, and this I did. I did not return backstage after the second set. Then I was led by the police to Mr. Gavin's dressing room and told to wait there. That was where I learned that something had happened, but I wasn't told the details. Where'd you go? What did you do? Where did you come from?
So much to do, so much to see. I must say, you sound wonderful just testifying. I hope he was too distracted to hear what she was actually saying.
There you have it. She saw nothing that night. Now we can only pray the defense has the sense to admit defeat and refrain from detaining her here longer than need be. Wow, you just got better, Apollo. Way to go.
Ugh. Very well, Mr. Justice. Keep it short and sweet. La Mémoire wouldn't talk to me about the night of the crime. She must know something, and I've got to find out what.
Okay, so I mean,
So there's contradictions sitting right there already.
I mean, yeah, I know what it was. Yeah, I mean, it's like she said she did not return backstage at the second set, which is clearly not true. Because apparently the brooch couldn't just be in her fucking dressing room, apparently.
No, it's a one of a kind.
But also, it would just... It just makes sense that it would be there, though. It's
But it wasn't there before.
Do we know that?
There's only one of them, and she had it on her during her performance, so...
We have no evidence that she had it on during her performance, though.
I mean, we don't, but everyone who saw the concert knows.
Might. Like, there's the postcard that has her with the brooch. Wait, is that with the brooch? Yeah, that's with the brooch, because like it's not her here in her sprite, right?
Yeah. Mm-hmm. I'm sorry, Lemeroir, but I'm having trouble believing you.
Huh?
You remember this brooch, do you not?
Well, that's Lemeroir's. She was wearing it for her song. Oh, thank you for offering that information, Clavier. That is very convenient that you did that.
Here to add that to the testimony, Prosecutor Gavin.
What?
I love Apollo's objection theme so much.
It's very good.
Very nice.
The brooch was found after the murder took place, at the very scene of the crime.
What?
Lemeroir, how did your brooch get backstage if you did not go there yourself? And as Prosecutor Gavin has just told us, you've been wearing it during your performance that night.
I like how Does the symbol on her mask mean anything?
I think it's Sanskrit. Let me see if I can look it up.
Cause like I wonder if it like flipping upside down has any meaning.
It looks like a question mark when it flips upside down.
Does it? Oh, it does.
Oh, it does.
That's
I want to
good.
see if it actually.
That's
I want to see if it actually means anything by itself, though.
Oh, it's really. Hold on. I'm gonna flip the capture. Transform. Yeah, that looks like a question mark. That's cute. I like that. That's a nice detail. Her design is very good. I will say that. As much as this case sucks.
Okay, so it's actually not Sanskrit. It's a hiragana.
Yeah.
It's for the one Ra, which is the one like an quote unquote unpronounceable hiragana in Japanese.
Huh. So is
So,
that
like, it's one of the-
is that in reference to like probably like the Borganese language?
Maybe, but I think it's like it's a very commonly used in Japanese media to like portray foreign stuff or like stuff that you're not supposed to pronounce. Like the Patriots are the Rariruredo.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, right. I should play Metal Gear at some point.
Yeah, you should.
Maybe that'll be the next thing I do after we go through Ace Attorney.
What is the meaning of this? Lemeroir, please explain. Lemeroir? Oh, I guess it would also be the first character of her name if it's spelled in hiragana as well.
Oh, yeah! She says English is quite difficult.
That trick's not gonna work here.
So it's like fucking Olga all over again, like reverting to her like, Russian persona.
I have forgotten how to speak English.
Your forehead may be large, but you are a lawyer, truly. But you have missed one important fact.
What now?
In fact, at the time of the incident, I went backstage, but only for a moment. Yeah, okay, yeah, oh, yeah, uh-huh.
What?
Think back to the moment of the crime. You know whereof I speak.
Is she really saying all that?
What's she talking about, Apollo?
Wherever the incident occurred. Ah! Is she talking about that?
What?
That.
You heard a door slam.
Yeah? And? Why are you
Ogren.
Why are you showing this again? This is not relevant.
I'm an important character.
I looked into the room. Just a glance, mind you. So this is when your brooch dropped? Shut up! It rolled. Oh.
It rolled like Stickler's phone.
It rolled like 10 feet. That explains that. It does. There was no other time I could have dropped it.
That's ridiculous. You only looked at it for an instant, but you dropped your brooch.
Her forehead? She just raised the possibility. The only thing that can counter that is evidence.
So she looked in at the crime scene.
How would it have fallen? Like... It's a danger pen. Actually, I intended to go into the dressing room. I knew nothing of what had happened, of course. But the moment I opened the door, I heard a horrible voice. Her forehead shutting. Who's there? No doubt. A horrible voice indeed. I closed the door immediately.
Well, that explains the brooch. Let's return to your testimony. That's too convenient. She's hiding something. Lemuroir, you did look into the room, right?
Yes.
Testify as to what you saw.
Very well, though it was only the briefest of glimpses.
Oh hey, something light up.
Go to the next statement.
Do we have this? We do.
There is like a partition.
I mean,
It was a small wall.
there is a partition. But the way
She's looking pretty...
with the way the door. Oh wait. Actually, how would have the brooch gotten there if the door opens that direction? Are we just not gonna question that?
You know. You know.
Hold on. I just want to bring this to the attention of the court really quick.
It's an obvious lie. They just didn't think very hard about how that lie works.
No, of course they didn't.
It just rolled.
It just rolled.
Alright, let's look for anything.
I don't want to look at her titty. I mean, it's gotta be something with her face, right?
Look at that.
Wait. Wait, what? Why did her lips stop moving? Huh?
Look down. Go back up. Go back up. Right below her face.
Right below her face? Huh?
Did you not see it?
No?
You missed it. It was on that statement.
Like here? Oh, she's gulping.
Gulp.
Yep. Open.
She chug-a-lugging.
How's she talking while she's chugging?
Don't worry about it.
Gulp. Gulp.
Gulp.
Mr. Latouse's body, you say?
Yes.
You know something more about Mr. Latouse's death than you're saying.
What?
I could see you trying not to remember, but the effort made you swallow. You can't fool my eyes.
My elf eyes. It is true. It was so terrible after all. Why did Mr. Latouse have to be shot? Huh.
One moment, Lemuroir.
You shouldn't know that. Yes?
Yeah.
What was that you just said? Why does Mr. Latouse have to be shot?
Yes?
He was hiding something, I knew it. Lemuroir, I'm afraid you haven't realized it, but your words just now contradict your testimony.
Eh? How could that be?
Take this.
Take this.
Lemuroir contradicted your own testimony, and I have the evidence to prove it.
The NDA. Right? Yes.
Yeah.
Tell me, Lamroir. How did you know that he had been shot?
Well,
Immediately following the incident, a gag order was placed on the scene. This is the document proving that. In your testimony, you told the court. No one told me anything about the incident. Furthermore, you testified that you had seen nothing. Yet, you knew that Mr. Latouche had been shot. How could you have known?
There is a
What?
question mark.
York?
York!
Bjork.
Bjork?
Bjork, like the singer.
Lamroir. You aren't hiding something from this court, I hope. This song of hers was sounding a little too sweet.
Now I remember. Please, allow me to add to my testimony. Of course. All I want to know is the truth. She's just kind of pale, huh?
We saw something, I know it. Even the victim said so.
What are you adding to your testimony exactly? Hey, no you didn't. Hey, no you actually literally very incredibly didn't actually.
Lamroir, they call you the siren of the ballad, but lies are hardly becoming of such a creature.
But no, well, hold on. No,
Don't sirens lie?
that's basically exclusively what they do, right?
Well, they don't lie, they just sing beautifully.
Yeah, but well, sirens also like present themselves as like beautiful women, and then they monster.
They monster.
They monster.
They can be both. Don't put a girl boss down.
I'm not trying to.
Listen, look, when I go to a convention, I dress up and look gorgeous with tons of makeup and costume and whatever. When I get home, all that I got peels off so I can eat potato chips in front of the couch. All right?
Yeah, but like, you're still hot.
Is that your monster? Just eating potato chips?
Without makeup, yes.
Monster as a verb.
But unworthy of our prosecutor, Mr. Justice.
Such put-downs are hardly becoming of you, Apollo. Stop polishing your forehead, start polishing your character, yeah.
Ron, can I be cool for once? Observe the diagram. Lamroir, you're looking from the door for just a moment. Correct?
Yes, that is so.
There were bullet holes in the room, yes? But they were in a wall that this door is on.
And we're just not going to acknowledge. Okay, yep,
It was an obvious lie. That was totally a lie.
Yeah, it was an obvious lie, but the judge bought it. We should point out how that doesn't work.
No, we're
And be
past
like-
that.
Ooh.
There's no stopping the strain we're on.
Let it go and move on.
That's a good phrase. Good phrase.
Assuming you really glanced into the room, you couldn't have seen these bullet holes.
Couldn't she have seen them from the outside? No, the bullet holes didn't pierce all the way through the wall.
Yeah, one of them passed through a dude
We
before.
would have been able to see the bullet holes through the wall, and we did not.
One of them went through a dude before hitting the wall, so it couldn't have gone all the way through the wall
Yeah.
as well. Lamroir,
Yes.
I'm afraid the defense has raised a good point.
Also, maybe the reason oh no, they couldn't be soundproof though, because then we wouldn't have been able to hear the bullet being fired. Because I was thinking like maybe the reason they filter the music through the speakers is because the rooms are soundproof, which would make the walls pretty thick. But like then we wouldn't have been able to hear the gunshots. That is a pretty big gun though.
Yes, we'll see. It appears you've been holding back something.
And I must tell you what it is that I saw.
Yes, that's how court works. The happenings in this trial are being recorded. I'm certain it will be on the news in Borginia.
And on
You understand that your
twitch.tv/people
reputation's at
cat
stake.
food.
it falls to you to avoid tarnishing it.
Personally speaking, I still believe that cross-examining her will yield us absolutely nothing.
But she knew how Mr. Latouche died.
Clavier, I'm sorry to say, we are one testimony in, and your case is starting to crumble already.
And he named her as a witness. You must have seen something, Lameroir. Very well. Lameroir, please continue your testimony.
Very well, I shall. I was on my way from the stage to the backstage exit. There was something like a window there. That's how I saw it.
Like I said, next door.
Oh, wait, where did she say that she was?
She was going from the stage to a backstage exit.
Alright, so it doesn't matter where that was, basically, then. It's nowhere. That window is nowhere. There were 2 shots. I couldn't do anything to stop it. But it wasn't Machi. It was a grown person. I know it was. Oh, thank you. Hey.
You did witness the crime. And the killer was a grown person, you say?
Ugh. This is my first time hearing this, I assure you. Nice play, hair forehead. Yeah, it's almost like you should have called her as a witness. It's almost like that's part of your job. It's almost like you should have done your due diligence and not just built a case on circumstantial evidence and then expected everybody to buy it, including the defense attorney. But, you know. Maybe you're just bad at your job, Clavier. Have you considered that? Have you considered that? Have you considered
his
that
job
you're
is a
bad at
rock
your
star.
job?
His job is a rock star. This is his side hustle.
Have you considered that maybe you shouldn't fucking be here?
He's only moonlighting as a prosecutor.
Ugh.
Very well, Mr. Justice, you may begin the cross-examination.
Great going, Apollo. You were right about Lamiwar. What's wrong? You don't look too happy.
This whole thing smells fishy. That's what's wrong.
Eh? What? It sounds like she's trying to create a scapegoat. And she could be... Oh wait, how did she see through the window? It's like, only opens a crack, right? And like, how... transparent... We never established how transparent the window is.
Yeah.
Hey, hey, can I press this real quick?
What exactly is something like a little window?
Yes, well... Window is the best word I know in English. I think this is how it is said, yes. You need not worry, Lemular. Your choice of words is impeccable. There's a small window in the dressing room in question. Perhaps the defense remembers this detail?
A little window on the wall.
I, saw the crime from there.
What's the point of a small window that says do not open next to it? Like, why even let it open at all?
Why is it there?
Maybe if there's a fire, you can let some of the smoke out? I have no idea.
It sounds like it might be there because it has to be there. For the case to work.
There for plot convenience.
Yeah, it's... Shu Takumi saw it as a window of opportunity. There were 2 shots, but it wasn't Machi. It was a grown person. Okay, but...
How do you know that?
How do... Yeah.
Grown person? That's a little vague.
Oh, it just dawned on me that there was, in fact, another person. There was the wizard. And it's very possible that the wizard could be the culprit.
The wizard did it.
The wizard did it. I'm sorry. My skill with your language is lacking, I know.
You could at least see whether the shooter was male or female.
It was a man. A young man.
You're sure of that?
Are you sure about that? Yes, his voice was quite clear.
Voice. Looking at this diagram, it seems the dressing room was quite cluttered. It does seem likely that you wouldn't have a clear view of the shooter.
As a singer, I rely more on my ears than my eyes. When I hear a voice, I do not forget it. That voice was the voice of a man.
So you heard a voice, but wait. Couldn't that have been the victim, Monsieur Latouche?
Absolutely not. Did I not just say that I do not forget a voice? If it was Monsieur Latouche who spoke, I would have known.
So you're at the window and you heard the shooter's voice, the voice of a young man.
Apollo, this is a good testimony. That proves it wasn't Machi.
Indeed. If this turns out to be true, it will cast this case in a considerably different light. What is the defense's opinion on this testimony?
I mean, it is contradictory, right?
Yeah.
Because, like, if it's a fully grown person, they wouldn't have been able to go through the vent. Or, like,
Yeah.
leave the room, right?
Yeah. Though it pains me to say this. There's something about Lemuroir's testimony that rings false.
Bravo, Hair Forehead. You're cooler than I thought.
I'm sure you remember what the problem was as well as I do, Gavin. As has been established, no grown man could pass through that air vent. He couldn't have fled the scene of the crime.
Oh.
But that means Lemuroir has to be lying.
I know it's bad for our case, but I can't shut my eyes to this. Believe me, the idea was tempting.
No, but then Clavier would have just brought it up.
It is as Hair Forehead says. Yet, this is not the only contradiction within her testimony.
What next? What's he talking about?
Lemuroir, I understand why you would want to protect Machi, yet remember you are the siren of the ballad, and lies do not become such a creature.
What does the prosecution mean?
Apollo, what's he talking about?
The thing, Cardinal Sinful, the reason that makes Clavier a better prosecutor than Van Zieks is that Van Zieks is horrifyingly racist, and Clavier is not.
Yeah, I would say that a racist is worse than Clavier.
Yeah.
Eric Van Zieks may be a take no nonsense type of guy, but he spouts some nonsense as well. How come no one bats an eye when he says stuff like that?
I recall the state of the crime scene quite well.
State of the room?
Yes, and when the murder took place, that window was closed. I find it hard to believe you could hear a voice through it.
But I'm sure. I like the idea. I just have the mental image of the killer, like, shrinking down to the size of a little tiny mouse and crawling through the window.
Dire Spirit like Scott Pilgrim.
Yeah. I have nothing but the highest regard for your musical sets, but my opinion of you as a witness is somewhat lesser.
Fuck you, witness.
But she's the only eyewitness we have.
So you say, and the victim named her the siren as the witness?
That's right, that's what Mr. Latouche.
We heard your claim, we even entertained the possibility, and it brought us to this. Herr Judge?
Yes?
The prosecution requests the witness be excused. Please.
I've heard I must honor the prosecution's
What
request.
the fuck, dude?
There is indeed a question of the witness's credibility. But if Lemuroir can't testify...
Then we don't have a chance of proving Machi's innocence.
This cross-examination is over, Prosecutor Gavin. You may continue making your case.
Donkey. Now, where were we? Oh, yes. I would like to hear from Fraulein Detective again.
Wait, let me hear Lemuroir's testimony one more time. But the cross-examination is already over. Until such a time as a need arises. This witness may leave the stand.
I'm sorry I could not be of more assistance. Well,
Alright. At last, back to the real trial. Ready, hair, forehead?
I hope I didn't just miss my only chance.
Frontline Detective, how far had we gotten until we were so rudely interrupted? Don't ask me. I just like saying the same thing twice. I never repeat a song for an encore.
If you would, Miss Sky.
I believe I was saying that the only way Mr. Latus's killer could have escaped was through that air vent on the ceiling.
Ah, yes, there is only one door in the room. As a witness, and a witness, you was sitting in front of it.
That air vent isn't very big, see? Kind of limits the people who could possibly get through.
Yeah, I certainly would have a difficult time.
Did Trucy mention... She mentioned... I seem to recall Trucy mentioning something about her being a magician in the case in regard to the vent. Like how Trucy wouldn't be able to get through it. And now that makes
No,
me...
she would be able. She would be able to, which is why Apollo keeps looking at her and she goes, "It wasn't me."
I wonder if a magician could get through. Or perhaps a wizard. You sure would. Not that you would have been there in the first place, though. Remember, the whole backstage area was off limits to people not involved with the concert. The only one who meets the conditions for our killer is the defendant. A virtuoso performance. I couldn't have put it better myself.
She does state a clear case. Though reading the report, something caught my eye.
Oh, what's that?
The circumstances of the defendant's arrest.
Oh, yeah.
The circumstances, again.
Hey, that's right, Apollo! Remember when we found Machi? That was bizarre. Yeah. This isn't a flashback.
He's right. I forgot this isn't flashback dialogue. Why did Mr. Latus's body disappear from the room? And end up on top of that stage tower?
Why is Machi dressed like a fairy? Oh, like a pix. Oh.